Hello, crafty friends. Elisa from Paisley Papyrus here to craft with you today. Today I am making some decor items, and I'm using the house die from Fun Stamper's Journey, which I just got this past month, and I've already played around with it a little bit. You can see the house right here, and then the roof right here, and then another little door right there. So let me show you what I've already created with it. As I usually do, I pull out some paper that I've had for a while that I'm willing to part with or not be perfect with, and I made my first house, and this is just paper from a winter stack from the craft store, and so I made 3 of those to put around my house as I was getting the hang of the die, and now I'm ready to make another hopefully even better die or house. So I'm going to be using Pool Play by Fun Stamper's Journey. And then I'm going to be using whipped cream cardstock from Fun Stamper's Journey. Okay, let's get started. So I have already gone ahead and cut out my house right here. And you can see that it has little fold lines right here where you're going to attach the roof. And then a little tab over here that you're going to attach to make the house. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold on all of those crease lines. And that is easy enough to do as it goes all the way around. Make sure you get your little roof in there, and then this little guy back here. So we have him all creased and ready to go. And then I'm actually going to take my roof, and he also has a little crease line right there, and I am going to fold him in half so that he is also ready to go. Now, I'm going to add some glitter, some sparkle dust, and some sparkle cuts to different aspects of this project. So before I do that, I want to go ahead and put on my white liner tape so that it is ready to be adhered together after I have all of that on there. So first, I'm going to put this guy right here, and then I'm just going to rip him because I can, and then I'm going to put this guy right here. Again, I'm going to rip him because I can, and I'm going to do that on all of my little tabs. And my last little tab that needs adhesive. Whoop. I want to get him on there as straight as possible. And there we have it. He is all adhered and ready to go. Now I wanted to put the adhesive on first because I'm going to cover this guy with sparkle dust. And the difference between sparkle dust and sparkle cuts is sparkle cuts is chunkier glitter, and sparkle dust is, well, like dust. It's just a softer glitter. So I plan to use the dust on the side of the house and the cuts on the top of the house. But first, actually let me move this adhesive out of the way. I am going to take glue, and this is just regular glue from the craft store, and nothing terribly special going on here, and it is leaking. I'm not sure quite what happened here because it was sitting upright, but I'm just smearing him on my house. And then let's see if I can get a little more out of there. I have no idea what happened whenever I walked away, but I'm just putting a little glue everywhere on the house. And I have just a little foam brush. I'm just going to spread that glue all around. Now, I haven't done this before, so I really don't know how this is going to turn out, but I thought I would turn on the camera and play and let you see what playtime in my craft room looks like. I did not have enough glue. I thought it was sort of a thinner glue, but I guess it's not. All right, or maybe it just all absorbed into my foam brush. Maybe that's what happened. So I'm just going to spread this all around, make sure I have a nice solid coating of glue all over the top. And that's why you want your adhesive on first. And keep going all over. I'm going for just a sparkly effect on the outside of my house, as if it's just glistening and glimmering in the sunlight after a snowstorm. Need a little more glue over here. That's why I had the glue upside down before. This is why I love our glue. You can store it upside down and it is ready every time you want it. All right, so there we have it. It is glued all around. So now I'm going to take this mat that has glue all over it out from underneath me. Set that aside and bring in a scrap piece of paper that is folded in half. If I can get it open. And I am just going to cover this guy in sparkle dust. It's very pretty, nice and sparkly and shiny. Just love it. I love this stuff. Shift it so that it sticks where I want it. See if I can't get it to shift all the way down. Let's do the rest down here at this end. I think I may have missed a spot up there near the roof line, but that's all right. Might as well just dump the whole thing out, right? So you can see there are a few spots that I missed. So this is not infallible. You can see right there I missed a spot, and right there I missed a spot. Now those are going to be on the side of the house, so I'm not terribly concerned about that, but I do wish I had done that perfectly. So next time, now I know. Lesson learned, and you got to learn it with me. So I'm going to set that aside to dry. I'm going to take my paper, tap it gently, pull it all back together, and slide it. Oopsie. It's hard to do this on camera when you can't get a full view because you don't want your head in the way. So I have some sparkle dust on the side because I couldn't see past my camera. So then we're going to pull in that craft mat again, the one that already has glue all over it. I'm going to set that right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the roof. Let me close that back up so that I don't make any mistakes there. So here's my craft glue again. And we are going to make sure, now with the lesson that I've learned before, that we have lots of glue all over this roof. Make sure he's good and gooey. I think that should be plenty, but the sparkle cuts are a thicker glitter, so I really want to make sure I have thick glue on this one. The dust, as I said, is more dust, so it's more prone to stick to everything anyway, whereas this one is chunkier, so I want to get a good thick glue base down. Oops, got a little black in there that I didn't mean to get. And let's see, let's get this over here. Since this one's blue, I can see a little bit better where my glue is. So now I'm going to take this mat away again, and I'm going to bring back my scrap paper, and this time I'm going to do the same thing but with the sparkle cuts. And you can see how much thicker they are. Just very iridescent. Really sparkly and pretty. So I'm hoping that looks more like snow on the roof, or icicles or something wintry. All right, so because this is thick, I'm going to take a moment and press it into the glue to see if I can get as much to stick to that glue as possible. Now, you know how it is with glitter. I will be wearing this glitter for 3 days. I'm going to gently tap the back, and I'm going to set that aside to dry, and then I will come back and show you what's next. All right, I'm back. It all appears to be dry. So let me show you how we put this bad boy together. So we went ahead and folded all of those before we put the glitter and the glue on. So I'm just going to give them another gentle fold back into the way I want them to behave. And then this piece right here, we're going to flip over, and we're going to use our crease tool. And we're going to give it a nice solid press, okay? Now you can see all the glitter that has gotten all over that. Well, I don't want that to be in the way whenever I'm putting it together. So that's why we put the white liner on before we ever even started. So now I'm going to take my house, I'm going to fold him this way, and then I'm going to bring him together. I'm going to make sure my bottoms are lining up everywhere along the way. And you can see over here, I'm pressing him down into that white liner tape, and voila. Perfectly lined little house, and he will set up just right for you. You might have to futz around with him a little bit to get him to be as square as you want him to be, but that's how we will do that. So then we're going to press these down again. And the thing that I learned whenever I was making my earlier ones was to go ahead and take off just one side of the roof first, and then get your roof on and aligned, and then take off the other roof. Because otherwise it's a little more difficult than it looks to get it lined up just so. So here is our roof with the sparkle cuts on it. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to eyeball him and make sure he's kind of where I want him to be. Front to back, back to front. And then I'm going to give him a tiny little press over here on the side where I removed the adhesive. Then I'm going to flip him upside. Oops, see, I didn't do it right because I was looking through the camera instead of looking at him. So we are going to do it this way this time so that I can kind of see better what I'm doing. So this part that I'm putting down is the part that is not not revealed. So this side we're flipping up, and we will then take our little crease tool, go down inside, and press that white liner tape on the tab onto the roof. Then we will take this other side where we have not removed the white liner, and we will go ahead and remove that. And we'll do the same thing on this one. Be prepared, you will have glitter all over you by the time you are finished with this project. And then we are going to look at it from the bottom again real quick, and then we are going to put our roof on and flip him upside down again, just like we did before. Put our crease tool up in there and make sure that white liner has a good adhesion. And there you have our sweet little glittered house. Isn't he cute? Now, this was my first attempt adding glitter to it, so now I've learned a few lessons. We need to make sure that we are working in sections and adding glitter as you go so that it doesn't dry, because I think this over here dried before I got the glitter on. And I think the same thing happened here. But that's okay, because that's the back of the house. So we have the front of the house here. And then another part of this is it has a little door that I cut out, but of course I cannot find because I was moving things around. But I cut him out in the blue as well, and I plan to put that behind there so that he has a little blue door to match his little blue roof. So I will show you a picture over on Instagram. Thanks for joining me today, and look in the comments below if you want to know any of the item numbers that you want to purchase. And I hope you'll subscribe and come back and see what I make next time. Thanks!